Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Code Realize Wintertide Miracles, and we're going to start the Cantarella route today. Does it always say? Oh, it does. It just, I noticed that says Cantarella on her, on the barefoot. Anyway, so, maybe she's the Count of Monte Cristo. I'm just saying, because in Sholmes's route, remember in the Count had like a red eye, and she got a patch on, and like, anyway. So we're gonna do this. I don't know who we're supposed to. Anyway, in this room was a single stage. The songstress stands in the center, wearing her dazzling dress. Before her is a man, sitting elegantly in his seat, the sole member of the audience. Indeed, no matter how dark or small, no matter the one man in the audience, this room, complete with singer and listener, can undeniably be called a stage. And so the songstress came here all this way to answer this man's calling. If she starts singing, I'm not doing that. Though she can't deny being somewhat taken aback by the peculiar stage. Do begin. If the audience requests a song, she shall respond. After all, for her, this response is as natural as drawing breath. She inhales deeply, and her trained lungs are ready within the beat of a metronome's click. The songstress's powerful voice, her song, begins to reverberate through the small room. And now, let us see how it goes this time. The man listens without moving at all, paying close attention to the small machine in his hand. I don't know who it is, so we're not doing a voice particularly for him, but to the eye, there's the graceful songstress. To the ear, a beautiful melody. All this to himself, yet such an emotionless countenance. Even as the songstress sings her powerful notes, she cannot help but think these thoughts. Then, as though he can read her thoughts. Enough. Please stop. It seems that you're not the owner of the voice I seek. What? Her song rudely interrupted, the songstress makes no attempt to hide her expression of exasperation. There's no need for such looks. I don't mean to imply that your voice is unsatisfactory. It's simply that it's not what I was hoping for. Nothing more, nothing less. I shall, remunerate you. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know why I couldn't read that. I don't. My brain was like trying to like say 6 other words. I don't know. Remunerate you as per our agreement. The man flashes the bag of money, and the songstress, seconds from voicing her complaints, accepts it in a docile manner. I have no more business with you. You may go now. Oh, okay, it's still him. Okay, I was like, okay, so it would say songstress if it was her, right? Right, it did. Oh, I beg your pardon. It would be quite an ordeal finding your way from here. I shall call for a carriage then. Come now, worry not. I assure that you'll return safely to London. With an exaggerated gesture, the man draws closer to the songstress. Then, reaching out a stiff hand to her face. Now, sleep. When next you wake, you'll be free of this dream and back in your ordinary reality. Looking down at the collapsed songstress, the man lets out a breath of disappointment. The device gave but a vestige of a reaction, and yet... where could you possibly be? He stretches out his hand as if beckoning for someone who isn't really there. Let me guess, Cantarella's the person he's seeking? My precious fairy tale songstress, the key to my greatest ambition. Pray, grace me with your melodic voice. He seeks the one and true songstress, though he knows not her face. He's got a machine that knows her voice, though. Okay, and we don't know why. The stage unfolds on our setting. It is London, yet it is not. It is the present, yet it is not. That feels like something Saint Germain says. I just feel like that's a Saint Germainism. Like, I feel like we should be reading this in his voice because it's like he's telling you a story and you're like, would you what are you talking about? I love it. It takes place in the United Kingdom 800 years ago. It takes place in Italy 350 years ago. At center stage, where time and setting change one after the next, she stands, the heroine of this world. The sounds that color her world reverberate all around. Stringed wind and keyboard instruments. Each performs its own individual role, its unique sounds spreading through a limited space. Together, they create a rich, powerful sound. But today, those instruments would not be necessary. You can hear her in the background. Her white hair shimmers in the light, almost translucent. So it is Cantor. I told you she was going to be the songstress. Anyway, it covers half of her face as though a mask, because she's got an eye patch. Those gloves, man, those are gorgeous. Her delicate throat vibrates as her powerful voice bends its note upwards. I mean, also the cleavage, but Jesus. But I mean, like, look at their, like, I want those. Those are hot. She's the diva, the songstress, who holds all of these qualities and more. The entire audience is in awe of her aria. Not by virtue of the volume and power of her voice alone, of course, but rather by its sheer clarity and beauty. If the timbre of instruments are sounds that envelop the listener, then her voice is a sound that penetrates directly into one's ear. With every vibration of her throat, an unseen squall surges forth and clutches at the heart of the audience. And these hearts, taken in by her gale, beat to the tempo of her rhythm and whisk the listener away to a faraway land, to a place wholly unlike that of this opera house. Their emotions implanted with those of somebody else, or is this Cantarella's mom? Because Cantarella looks like she a kid, and this is like a lady. So, a scene is reenacted in their minds. At this very moment, all 2,000 in attendance were, without exception, captivated by the world she weaved into creation with her song. Snap! I sense something pop in front of me, and suddenly I'm back in my own world again. I blink once, twice, thrice. It takes me a good few moments before I can remember where I even was. The audience around me were presumably in a similar state of mind, as they were still shaking off the spell as well. Is it over? Still feeling as though I'm floating in a dream, I study the scene that spreads before me. There stands the songstress, shepherd of the world she guided us through. She takes a deep breath, puts her hands on her skirt, and then bows to the audience that was under her spell only moments ago. Silence. After a moment of complete still, cheers and applause suddenly erupt, pounding my eardrums. Wow! I was part of said applause, of course. And then, so she's the songstress I've heard about. Cantarella. So it is Cantarella. But when they show her, like, her little thing, she looks like, maybe it's just a little, it was her chibi character. She looks like she's, like, Shirley's age. Like, you're not gonna tell me she's fucking, no. She a woman, she not a kid, girl. Like, her name I uttered somehow stands out amidst the tumultuous ovation. London, the Steel City. Premier among cities of the world with its advanced science, surrounded by massive turrets, its gears ever churning. At its center lies Buckingham Palace, where the current Queen of the United Kingdom, Victoria, resides. Northeast from there is a lively district filled with shops and theaters known as Covent Garden. Covent Garden, a lively district filled with shops and theaters that has rapidly developed into one of London's premier food markets. The Royal Opera House is also located here. That wasn't quite tour guide. That sounds like pissed off tour guide Spacey. Like, I'm just over this. I'm sorry. That's not how I intended that to come out, but it's just the way it sounded. There stands a grand, dazzling opera house that continues to leave its century-long mark upon history and tradition. The Royal Opera House, the most prestigious stage in London, where every performer and intellectual dreams of one day standing. Not only were we invited to such an amazing place, but we even got to hear a beautiful performance. My head is still swimming with a feverish excitement, even outside in the cold wind. Apparently the same could be said about my companions who accompanied me. Yeah, I was like waiting for our boys! You knew Lupin was going to be there. Maybe the other ones, maybe all the boys aren't there, but I'm just saying. I wish, though, they had I wish this was like the gangster pat, like the mafia thing, and they had dressed them for the occasion. No, I mean, Lupin's always fucking dressed for the occasion. Like, look at that motherfucker. He dressed for the fucking occasion, okay? Like, I mean, his little fucking lapel pin matches his fucking, like, walking stick. That's just fucking amazing, by the way. It's like I know that, but I've never said it before. But anyway, so he's dressed always. But, like, if you're telling me Impy showed up the way he normally fucking does to... Girl! I mean, even us. Like, look, we're cute and all, but that is not the proper opera house outfit. I'm just saying, I wanted new fashion. Like, I wanted, like, the mafia path, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted our mafia outfits. Those were fucking hot. I want our Cantarella outfits. Or, like, look at our gowns and our fucking suits and shit. Like, I mean, Lupin's still fine, but whatever. I'll say, it was precisely... No, it was even more impressive than what the rumors claimed. Even the notorious gentleman thief, Arsène Lupin. Arsène Lupin, popularly referred to as the gentleman thief, the thief of the century who came to London to put a stop to Twilight's terror plot. The main character's fated encounter with him changes her life dramatically. I'm not normally the theater-going type. I mean, he's wearing a suit, so it's cool. But even I'm fully aware of how spectacular of a performance that was. I fucking love you so much. Even the hero of the Vampire War, Abraham Van Helsing. Abraham Van Helsing, a young man of unparalleled combat skill, and a hero of the Vampire War. He is known as the human weapon for his overwhelming prowess in battle. Tour Guide Spacey's more excited by our boys. I'm sorry. Wow, I was blown away too, especially by the intensity of her aria in Macbeth. Macbeth, one of Shakespeare's famed tragedies, a masterpiece story set in Scotland about a man's woeful twist of fate. Okay, really? Wait, but see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, that outfit is not, it's not appropriate. I mean, Victor should not be wearing his jacket, but like I mean, I guess, but without the jacket, without the fucking lab coat. Boys, we need to step it the fuck up when we go to an opera house. Anyway, just you hold your horses. Surely Rule Britannia was her finest performance, the sheer power of which simply can't be rivaled. Even former court alchemist Victor Frankenstein and genius engineer Impy Barbicane. See, okay, I was like, where the fuck? They didn't get a thing? Victor Frankenstein, a distinguished scientist who rose through the ranks to become the British Imperial Court's leading alchemist researcher at a young age. Many anticipated he'd assume the mantle of Isaac until his sudden resignation and subsequent warrant for his arrest as a vicious criminal. I love that. Until his sudden resignation and warrant for his arrest as a vicious criminal. I'm thinking that's why he resigned, but... Impy Barbicane, a self-proclaimed genius engineer, and ever the life of Lupin's crew. Though oftentimes frivolous in speech and behavior, he possesses as much passion and skill as anybody. That's why he's so frivolous with his talk. I'm delighted that you all enjoyed it. Okay, Saint Germain fucking goes to the opera house is goddamn fucking fabulous. Okay. We all need to dress like Saint Germain because he's always fucking looking like he's going to an opera house. It's the feathers in his hair. God. And of course, the French nobleman, Saint Germain, he's not really French though, who got us seats through his countly connections in the first place. Saint Germain, a member of Lupin's crew and a French nobleman who provides his mansion as their hideout. He's an enigmatic man of many mysteries, and no one knows his true intentions. I do, he wants to stab us, and we cool with that. Look, Saint Germain, wine and dine me, and then you can stab me all you want, like whatever. Each one of them is a companion I consider a friend, and all of them accompanying me on my search for my father through thick and thin. It seems that all of us were profoundly moved by her incredible voice. I mean, obviously, this is supposed to take place during the main story, so we don't know what Saint Germain's true intentions are at the point this is taking place. I kind of would love to just go through and be like, where does this fit in the timeline? Like, okay, so when you're at this point in this chapter, stop, go here, then go back. You know what I mean? I must say, though, it was quite the daring production. Isn't that place normally reserved for only the largest performances, such as opera and ballet? And that's right, a performance with the lone singer is unusual indeed. And it's an especially exceptional case when one isn't confined to a particular genre and spans from opera to the national anthem.
pretty songbird is an opera singer, right? Phew, it's no wonder she's so beautiful then. Second only to her princess, of course.
If she shows up looking like... I mean, we're adorable, but we're derpy. You know what I'm saying? She really... If she's on stage and she's that gorgeous, she should look like the motherfucking queen. Like, we look like a 12-year-old compared to the queen. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Thanks a lot, Impy. Thanks, Impy. She's prettier than me and you're being a dick. No, I'm just kidding. Stop it. You know she's hotter than me. It's all right, Impy. If you want to go dry hump her leg, that's fine. I need a break. Each of them, wildly different personalities aside, is unanimous in their praise. I'm hardly an opera buff myself, and even I could tell that it was truly a special performance.
Oh, hey, Spacey, you ought to try singing on a stage in a beautiful dress like that, too. Surely it would look nice, nay, stunning on you.
Me? Impy makes an incredibly Impy-like remark out of the blue. But singing? Singing. I don't really have much singing experience. We're worlds apart, she and I. Try as I might, I can hardly imagine it. Oh God, I'm not doing it. Yeah, she's like, beautiful voice, and I'd be like, ah! If you wanted people to stab their eardrums out, I would absolutely be the best singer ever, if that's what your intent was. Even if I could perfectly mimic her look and movements, there's simply no way I could ever match her voice. Oh, but I truly believe you at least on equal level with the songstress, in both voice and form. What I would give to be in the audience when the two of you were standing side by side on stage. No, not doing this. We're not doing this. This is what we're doing. This is... Okay.
Someone here has refined taste. I knew you'd understand, Sainty G.
I feel like they're getting ahead of themselves without considering my feelings on the matter, as they always do because they're boys. But, Cantarella was it? Whether that's her stage name or real, that girl certainly has an eccentric one. What do you mean, Lupin? But before I can finish... Please stop! I can hear a faint voice in the distance, a voice of surprise and distress. Did you say something, Spacey? That wasn't me. I think it came from over there. She's like, what? And they screamed out what I was thinking. I point to a dim alleyway that stretches out behind the building. The voice I heard sounded like a woman who was driven into a corner. I can't help but worry, thinking about it in that way. I'm going to have a look.
Hey, wait a sec! Don't go alone!
Impy, for once, is the smart one. Rushing out almost on reflex, I squeeze through the back alley between buildings, using her voice as a guide. And then, just as I'm about to round the second corner... Now, come with me, songstress. I shall grant you the honor of gracing my castle with your aria. I politely decline. I have no need of such an honor. Besides, what do you even mean by castle? I promise you'll be treated with care, and I guarantee your safety. I'll even pay an exorbitant reward up front. And yet, still you resist. Good grief. Contrary to your delicate looks, you're such a stubborn songstress. I'm the stubborn one? However, I am firm in my resolve, and I cannot withdraw now. If you must be this way, then I have no choice but to resort to force. The threat is enough to force my hand, and I step onto the scene. What do you think you're doing there? But... What? Oh! Mask guy is the bad guy. Also, it's weird because he has no nose, but like... Before me is a scene that I was hardly prepared for. Who are you? A masked figure is clutching a slender arm in a forceful manner. I want to see behind his mask, because I bet he's beautiful. Like, that's all I'm saying. His bizarre appearance is shocking enough, but even more so is the figure beside him. Who are you? Though filled with confusion, a voice as clear as the ringing of a bell pierces through me. Okay, she looks like our age, maybe a little bit older. Okay, it's just fine. It's not like she doesn't look as young as, you know. Could she actually be... Cantarella, the songstress? Bride of the Royal Opera House. Oh my God. Oh, oh, oh. I just ruined this for myself. I just ruined this for myself because I'm just okay. I'm just looking at her. I'm like, we have the same color eyes, and she looks. Is she a fucking? Is she one of us? Look at. We even got the same fucking hair. She got her. Her hair is like white, but. Oh Jesus! Is she our sister too? Like Finnis is our brother. And that's why Saint Germain is like, I'm sure you could sing just like her because you know, don't you? She's a homunculi, isn't she? Oh, motherfucker. Well, we'll just see what happens, but I'm just fucking A. Pride of the Royal Opera House. Because otherwise, why the fuck does she... I mean, okay, granted, maybe they have to... But, like, she looks exactly like us. She's got the same color eyes and everything. Oh, dear God. Royal Opera House. An opera house located at Covent Garden in London. It has burned down and been reconstructed multiple times. During the period in which the game takes place, this is its first reconstruction. The present-day version is the second reconstruction. Presumably, she wears hair extensions on stage. But such is her presence, her very being, there's no way I'd mistake her even with a completely different hairstyle. This is the girl who sang so beautifully for us only just earlier. The girl who I never dreamed of meeting in person, who I considered a world apart. Oh, God, I consider she's so much better than me. She is you. Oh, dear God. I freeze in place for a moment from the sheer surprise of the encounter. Ow! But I quickly snap back to my senses when I hear a dull sound followed immediately by her yelp of pain. Step away from her! With a swift dash, I quickly move in. As soon as I close our distance, I slap the man's arm away with a light blow. I thought she was going to slap him in the face, and I'm like, I want a CG of that. What? His bind is easily removed, likely owing to the surprise of my sudden intrusion. He is fabulous, though. Is this Lupin in a man? Also, he got a neck like a fucking giraffe. Like, look at his neck. Like, you'd think that high collar there, but like but you can see his neck sticking up over it. I don't have a pointer because, you know, this is on the PlayStation, but like, look at that shit. He a motherfucking giraffe. Oh my God, we're gonna take it off and he's a giraffe. And then that's gonna be part of the next, like I was saying in the CC Deli route, we're gonna have to date CC because he's gonna technically be a human in a dog form, and this guy's gonna be a giraffe. Okay, so we're just, whatever his name is, we're calling him Giraffe. Oh my good Lord. Anyway. I don't know your circumstances, but... And didn't your parents ever teach you not to be rough with girls? I step between the two, acting as the girl's shield. How rude. And that's hardly a ladylike way to address a gentleman. Rude or not, it's true. It sounded to me like you were hurting her, Giraffe. A gentleman? A gentle raffman? Anyway. Oh, was I really? In any event, I can't withdraw here, and not now. My lady, I commend you for your courageous intervention, no matter how reckless it may have been for a lone young woman. So we're... Okay. A lesson is in order. Perhaps you need a little time out. What do you plan to do? No need to be afraid. I'll simply have you drift into a pleasant dream. Also, is that hair extensions coming behind him? Or is it just like a scarf? Like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, you know what? It's the tie on his hat, isn't it? Okay. I'm just saying, like, the red and orange strip going down. It's the tie on his hat. He's like, I tie it in a bow to hide my giraffe neck, but, you know, just threw it on quick. You know, because we can't wear hats during the performance. So. Chuckling behind his mask, the man slowly stretches his hand toward me. I know he's evil, but I like him. Because he's mysterious, and I want to see what beautiful face he's got behind that mask. Look, if they can make Nemo, like, pretty, this guy's gonna be goddamn gorgeous. He's like, I have to hide myself because I'm so beautiful. Like, if Saint Germain and, like, Van Helsing had a baby, gorgeous, that's what I'm just saying. Anyway. A chill runs through me at the cold, somehow inorganic feeling of his hand. Because he's wearing gloves. Oh, I hope you don't mind giving us a demonstration. Oh, ahem. This is not him saying, I don't know who's saying it. Lupin, somebody, one of our boys is saying, oh, I hope you don't mind giving us a demonstration. I could do with a nice nap. Ooh, or our other hottie. What? I'm gently pulled aside suddenly. I wish it would be like Mask Man and somebody else. There's no question as to who it might be. This dependable voice, this bravado, it could only be one person. Okay. I'm like, it's one of our boys, maybe. I don't know who it is, but anyway. Who the blazes are you? Or so I normally ask, but that hardly even seems necessary. Any bastard who hides behind a mask and treats a lady with disrespect is a disgrace to British gentlemen everywhere. That much is evident, but you're French, so I'm just saying. And the Count is not French because we know he came from somewhere in Asia, like when he was in his, like, when we were talking about when he was born like 8,000 bazillion years ago. It was, so. Anyway. Well said. Even Impy seems like a gallant knight in shining armor compared to this sort. Hey! Don't disc mask.
Hey now, I'd appreciate it if you refrained from the even Impies.
Lupin, Impy, Van Helsing! All of our boys! And then we get Sholmes in there, and Watson, and maybe Hansel, and then Mask Guy, because I'm sure he's gorgeous underneath, and then other guy we haven't met yet, and who are we missing? We're missing. So we got a lot of hot guys in this. We need that mansion. There's too many. Anyway, the trio exchange banter as they close in on the masked man, bringing with them menacing looks. I mean, okay. Like, Impy looks disappointed in you. And you're like, okay. And then Lupin, no, he's just too Van Helsing is the best pissed face. He has the resting bitch face, and he's the one I'm concerned about. Like, the rest of them, you're like, yeah, nice try with the menacing looks. Van Helsing, you're like, I'm in trouble. I'll go to the corner. And then him, he's adorable because he's like, look at the little mouth on the mask. It's fucking hilarious. I don't know. Presumably sensing the abnormality of the three, the man takes two steps back. But the remaining two won't allow him to escape. From the looks of your attire, it would appear that you're in quite the high social standing. I must say, then, that I'm even less impressed with your method of escort. Calling such rough behavior an escort is a bit of a stretch. With calm but deliberate movements, Saint Germain and Victor block the man's path of escape. And at first, you want to be like, you got those three. You got Impy, Lupin, Van Helsing over on this side, and then you got Saint Germain and Victor. But Victor can kick ass even though he's delicate flower, and even though Saint Germain seems like he'd be the most delicate flower, like, oh, no, he's... Also, if he gets angry at us, it's like, oh, he's gonna stab us. Damn you! Oh, what are you all? At last I'm presented with a golden opportunity, so why all of this sudden meddling? Even seething with anger, he's well aware of his disadvantage, so surely he wouldn't do something so rash as attack us. Sleep. Instead, however... I suppose I have little choice, then. I am defeated. Defeated, not defeat. But know this. This is far from over, songstress. With an exaggerated motion, the man turns to face Cantarella, who remains behind me. When next we meet, you will accompany me to my castle. For you are without a doubt the fairy tale songstress. The one whom I've sought. Not a single word of what you said has made a lick of sense. But allow me to correct just one thing. She's totally fucking us, but she's got the cutest fucking vest. Damn! Without a hint of fear, the songstress speaks with a calm tone and firm gaze. I'm Cantarella, and nothing more and nothing less. I don't recall ever having fashioned myself with a sorry name like fairy tale songstress. Hey, you know what? Give Giraffe Neck the benefit of the doubt, okay? He didn't have much... Look at how long his neck is, I'm saying. Her belligerent words betrayed her delicate appearance. The man recoils, but recovers his footing and immediately reaches into his pocket. If that's how it must be... Everyone, stand back! And Lupin's like, oh! Bitch used a smoke bomb, that's my thing. A white smoke billows forth, irritating my eyes and blocking my vision.
What? What is this? Whatever it is, my eyes aren't enjoying it.
It's tear gas.
Shh. He's trying to get away. Quickly count before we lose him.
No, it would seem we're already too late, Van Helsing. What? He may look odd, but I guess he can move. If we gave chase, it's likely we could catch up with him. However, we're in the presence of two ladies. Let us avoid any rash action if at all possible.
I suppose you're right. You'd be like, yeah, but I just all of a sudden Spacey turns to Cantarella. Don't you touch my boys. All right, I'm just saying, these 5, these are my fucker. Stay away from men. I don't care if you're technically me. Don't touch my boys. I don't share even with myself. That's how greedy I am. But I am. You shut up, they're mine. Not mine, not yours mine, but mine. Man, that's so confusing.
Van Helsing lets out a sigh as the smoke begins to clear. And sure enough, the man is nowhere to be seen.
Well, like, tear gas, and then they're like, oh, you're still here. And he's like, right, smoke, then I'm just gonna go. Pardon me. They're like, yeah, forgive. You messed up. It's cool. Just go. Like, this isn't a comedy.
Spacey, are you hurt? A good grief. Going off on your own is far too reckless. I'm sorry. I heard a voice and moved on instinct. Well, as an apprentice of the gentleman thief of justice, you made the correct call.
Look how precious he is. Wait, so whose voice was that then?
Oh, could it have been the girl standing behind you? But before the words could leave his mouth, the moment Victor and Impy get a clear look at her, they freeze in place. They're like,
she's like, it's Cantarella. They're like, no, it's you. And she's like, no, but she's Cantarella. Yeah, but she's so much more regal than us. But I'm just saying. Outfit, though. I fucking dig that shit. That thing's cute.
Several seconds of awkward silence pass.
What? She couldn't be, could she?
The songstress from earlier? It's an understandable shock. Though that thought in itself is rather odd, considering I've only just met her myself. As though she's read my mind, the girl takes a step forward.
Oh god, look at her. She's so fucking us. She's got a little bit of us and a little bit of fucking Finnis going on right now.
My name is Cantarella. Cantarella, an exceptionally talented songstress beyond her years. Her popularity is such that her performances regularly fill large venues. She and the heroine met when she's assailed by the masked figure.
Oh, she sings beyond her years because she's a homunculus. I'm sorry,
my deepest thanks for coming to my aid when I was in danger. You saved me.
Her voice is all over the place, but whatever.
She politely introduces herself and thanks us, albeit in a somewhat awkward manner. It would seem that you have formed a mysterious bond once more, my lady.
Considering all that's transpired up to now, I get the feeling we're on the verge of getting caught up in another ruckus.
That means we get new outfits! We had mafia outfits, and now we're gonna get, like, fairy tale songstress outfits? Come on, guys, I need new outfits.
Yeah! Come on. You know you want the pan up. You want to be like, I want to see all the... Oh, yeah. From bottom to top, motherfuckers. Like,
even I can't help but agree with Van Helsing. Pay him no mind, Spacey. Van Helsing simply has a way of overanalyzing things. In any event, do you mind telling us what happened? You too, if you would, Miss Songstress.
She just said her name's Cantarella. Don't be a dick.
Sure. You see, I explained the situation from the moment I rushed over. So, that man followed you and forced you into an alley after you finished your performance?
Phew, he's clearly a menace to society. I'd rather not even think about what might have happened to her had our princess not intervened. And you really have no clue as to why this person is after you?
Yes, just as I said, he'd only repeat things to himself that made no sense to me. Though, for some reason, he gave me a formal introduction. With his face obscured, and it's quite the eccentric behavior.
Coming from fucking Saint Germain, that's saying something, right? And what did he call himself? Is it Aguile? Aguile? I don't know how to say that. He's okay. He said that he holds the status of Baron. We need to look this up. Aguile? Could be Aguile. It's French. You know you don't pronounce all the fucking letters. It's probably Smith. Let's see if we can figure this out. Oh, no. Oh, well, actually, that pronunciation says Aguel. I don't think that's, like, right. But it's a mountain range. Hold on. Let's look up pronunciation. That would help. Oh, that says Eigel. Eigel? I can pronounce that. Aegil. Okay. Aegil. 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 Like Aegil. Aegil. Okay, we can do this. Aegil. Oh! Well, that's alright, we fine. As long as I just ripped my fucking cord out. Anyway. What did I say? Aegil? Egg. Gil. Aegil. 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 That's gonna be so hard, I'm not gonna be able to say that. Because it's awkward and I have to stop and go, Aegil. 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 20 minutes later, okay. Aegil! I see, I can't do that even in the Spacey voice. Anyway, an enigmatic figure whose face is covered by a mask refers to Cantarella as fairy tale songstress and attempted to kidnap her, but was thwarted by Lupin's crew. Aegil. Okay. He said that he holds the status of Baron. Baron? But what business does a nobleman have resorting to kidnapping? Hold on, I gotta plug my thing back in. Anyway. Saint Germain, have you heard of him? And to my recollection, I've never heard his name before. He said that he wouldn't give up, so you should be careful from here on. Right, thank you for your concern. Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't even introduced myself yet. My name is Spacey. Spacey, that's a lovely name. It fucking is, thanks. Thanks, twin sister, not sister. Thanks, sister. Thank you. I think Cantarella's a beautiful name as well. It delights me that you would say so. And people have a tendency to tell me that I have an odd name. I mean, Spacey. That's all I'm saying. Actually, I think Lupin had just said something to that extent. Oh, I thought he was calling her odd, but anyway. But never would I have thought that guests of my performance would be my saviors. You noticed us? I did. You were all sitting in the front row after all, and the way you listened to me so joyfully made such a strong first impression on me. And she passes out. Oh, no! Oh, she's a fucking Otome heroine. Spin-off game. Spin-off game where Cantarella and we have to romance the boys away from Spacey. Oh, that would be so difficult. Could you imagine? You're like, wait, but I want her to romance that because we're playing her, but also, no, they're mine, but they're also mine. Plus she's you and you're her. So, I mean, fuck, that would be great. That would mess with my brain. Anyway, it happens so suddenly. As her words trail off, her legs give out from under her and she crumbles before me. My blood runs cold for a brief moment as I catch her by the shoulders, but luckily her skin doesn't make contact. Oh, right, because I'm poison. Sorry, just a bit of a dizzy spell. It's more than a dizzy spell. You look so pale. Hey, so are we. I mean, literally, because we look just like her, but... yikes, you're not kidding. She's beyond pale. She's white as a ghost. Racist? I'm just kidding. Kidding. From the looks of things, it might be anemia? Perhaps it was brought on by what happened. We should bring her somewhere to lay down. Shall we return to the opera house then? I'm sure they'll understand if we explain the situation. No, that won't be necessary.
She grimaces as if in pain, and my arms that supported her gently loosen as she returns to her feet. It's a chronic condition, or rather, it's just how I've always been. It'll go away immediately once I take the medicine back at my house. But can you really get home safely with the way you're feeling?
You'd surely collapse on the way.
But I said I'd get home quickly today. I promised. Though staggering with each step, she seems to be firm in her will.
Oh God, which one of our boyfriendos is going to bridal carry her? Because I don't... Imby, carry her! Look, it's fine if you fall in love with her, Imby. I'll give you up. It's fine. But the rest of them, no!
It's true that she should get back as soon as possible if there's a medicine specifically for her condition, but... Then if it's alright with you, would you let us walk you home? Huh? And no matter what you say, we can't just leave you in this state. And there's no guarantee that masked man won't turn up again. Well said. If by any chance something were to transpire, it would be tragic indeed to be unable to hear your lovely voice again. For the sake of her, a passionate fan of yours, would you accept this compromise?
I mean, it's a nice thing, so why would she be like, no? Or she's also like, 5 dudes in... This is a little kind of a creepy... I mean, this is a creepy... I don't even... What the hell is a 7-sided thing? I don't even know what that's called. That's something that I wasn't looking for. I was not... This is not what I was going for tonight.
All right, then. I'll gladly accept your kind offer. However, when you see my house, please don't be too surprised, all right?
Like, is it going to be a glorious mansion, or is it going to be like a tiny little shack? I mean, like, I don't...
Is her house really so odd as to require her warning beforehand?
I can't wait for this.
Odd, as it would turn out, is the least of our worries.
She lives in the sewer.
Following a series of turns, without ever stepping onto the main street,
are we literally going into the shadiest area of town?
We finally arrive at her house in a district where comparatively few people live.
She lives in a fucking warehouse.
Oh!
Yeah! Okay, can I just point out, all of their faces are like complete and utter shock. Saint Germain's face barely has any expression. It's just like it's such shock on his face, but there's barely any change to his normal fucking expression. Like, everyone else is clear and utter wide-eyed, mouth agape shock, and then there's Saint Germain, and you're like, that's part of why we love you, because if you open your eyes, we know shit's about to get real. Fucking great.
Perhaps it's understandable that everyone is struck speechless at the exact same moment.
It has a certain rustic charm to it. Yeah, because everything's rusty. It's pretty run down. Are you sure this is a house and not a shack?
Van Helsing! What? Van Helsing? Have a little tact! So this is what she meant when she asked us not to be surprised. The walls are beyond worn, and the roof would clearly do little to protect from rainfall. The house feels like it's swaying with every gust of wind, and a terrifying howl accompanies. No one would ever imagine that London's very own songstress would be living in squalor like this. If it's not a bother, please allow me to serve you tea as my thanks. Oh, the tea isn't the greatest quality, but it should still be drinkable.
They're like, how long has it been in here? She's like shooing away the mice to get out, like picking out mouse droppings out of the tea. You know what? I'm good. I'm switching to coffee.
And this is why Spacey drinks coffee. No, I'm just kidding. It's no bother at all, and we're hardly tea snobs, so please don't worry.
I mean, you might be a tea snob in this place.
This is enough to put a lump in my throat. It reminds me of my days as a small lad. Thank fucking God I live with Saint Germain now. I know I had to do some strange favors, but I'm okay with that.
So aren't we. Anyway.
Cantarella, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. I'm sure there's something I can do to help, like
give you a roof? I mean, cardboard? Anything?
It's fine, really. I've taken my medicine, so I'm feeling much better now. Keeping an eye on her condition, I give her a hand by helping set up the teacups and such.
Like, how she got that? How the fuck this bitch doesn't even have a roof, but she got 6 teacups? 7? She got 7 fucking teacups? She's like, okay, you drink out of this paper cup. Yeah, I'm just Here, this is I don't know what this is. You drink out of that. What? How does she have 7 teacups in this shit? That's all I'm saying. I don't even have 70. I have like 50 mugs, so that's what you'd be drinking out of. But I'm just saying, I also have a fucking roof. Okay. She mentioned that the tea was low quality, but you'd never know from the aroma that fills her surroundings. Perhaps owing to her technique. Oh my god, owing to her technique. Wow, I can hardly believe my eyes. Between her fame and her living conditions, something feels more than a little off. And to say nothing of her ladylike mannerisms that make most young women of the nobility seem downright barbaric by comparison. Holy shit. Let's do that again. To say nothing of her ladylike mannerisms that make most young women of the nobility seem downright barbaric by comparison. That's a little better. Okay, sorry. I'm delighted that you would think so, but I'm simply an ordinary commoner. Cantarella makes a wry smile as she places the teacups on the worn table. Forgive me if I'm overstating my bounds, but if I may ask, why do you, London's famed songstress, live in such a place? Oh, that's because, well, how do I put this in a way that doesn't sound ludicrous? In every sense, I just don't have money. She's like, I'm broke, bitch. And Saint Germain's like, I don't understand. Don't have money. I don't understand. Oh, Saint Germain knows. He remembers back in the day anyway. You don't have money, but with your performances in a lavish opera house and all, shouldn't you be, set for life? Well, about that. Cantarella seems to want to evade the question, but meanwhile, the door creaks open slowly, its agonized groan breaking the awkward pause into the conversation. And along with a chilly London breeze, the most beautiful fucking new character goddamn ever. Thank you for okay. If you remember from way back when we saw the intro segment, yeah, he's fucking... And I had a suspicion when she's like, I don't have money. Well, and I was like, it's gonna be him. He just spending all the money. Nice. Oh, so you're gorgeous and you're kind of an asshole. I love it. I love it. Okay. Anyway, he's got glasses on the top of his head. So anyway, I don't know what voice to give him. Anyway, yep, it's all gone. Every last coin. Easy come, easy go as usual. Oh God, does he gamble? There's a strangely cheerful man. If only I'd put it all in red, my wallet would be bursting at the seams now rather than bled dry. But I can feel Lady Luck smiling upon me, and surely tomorrow will be the day. He is so fucking precious, and I love his clothes. My God, I love a man in a vest. My God, why is he fucking beautiful? Oh, Jesus. So, Cantarella, my dearest Cantarella, nay, the great and talented Cantarella, would you be so kind as to contribute tomorrow's war fund? What do you say? And who might these fine folks be? I can't say I recall having seen them before. Don't tell me they're debt collectors, aren't they? They've even stooped so low as to send a cute girl to do their underhanded bidding. I am cute. Hi, I take payment in cuddles and kisses. All of our boys are looking at us and you're like, what? Sholmes, Watson, Hans. I'm just collecting them. Okay? I'm adding him to our collection. And Eigil, or whatever his fucking name is. Giraffe Man. We're taking the Giraffe Masked Man. I've cheated my way out of repaying them for so long that they've finally gone and sent the jammiest bit of jam to seduce me. Oh, I'm the jammiest bit of jam? Oh, I'll seduce you. Hell yeah. But I refuse to give in to that blasted mafia. Yeah, but... Oh, you mean like Shirley and her dad? They're friends of ours. And he's like... Ah. Is this before or after the mafia timeline, you think? You know what would have been better? You know what would have been fucking better? If they had put us all in our mafia clothes when we went to see the performance, right? Our mafia gear. And then we showed up here and he's talking about the mafia. It would have just been so fucking funny. We would have been like, we're wearing... That's funny. Because we know them. Because it's funny because we know them. We know Shirley and we know the Gordon family. So we're like, we were in our mafia clothes. It'd be even funnier. Oh, it was the perfect opportunity the game missed. Anyway, you can pry my non-existent money from my cold, dead trouser pockets. So what you're saying is you want me to put my hands in your pockets? Okay, it's awkward, but all right. Again, that's Saint Germain's shocked face, and Van Helsing. They all have expressions except for Saint Germain, and I love it. I love our boys so much. God, I love them. I believe we've solved the mystery as to why Cantarella is so broke. And then, after a bit of conversation, golly, sorry about that. I'm chased around town by the mafia no less than twice, sometimes even thrice a week, so you can understand my suspicions, surely. We know, Shirley. Especially you there, hey? Oh, one look at the nasty scowl on the glasses fellow and my survival instincts were waving the white flag. I cannot wait to get him into the man harem. Van Helsing is literally like, I fucking cannot believe we have to deal with another one of these dumb fucks. First, I gotta deal with Impy. Now this asshole, Jesus. And I'm not even sure I like Lupin. You love Lupin. Okay, I secretly love Lupin. But you know what it took? Look, what me and Lupin have on the side is none of your business. But I'm just saying, this guy... And Lupin's like, he's better than Sherlock. And that asshole. This is why playing these games is fun, because I can just have these fun scenarios, and hopefully you enjoy them and laugh along with me. Otherwise, I just seem crazy, but whatever, I'm having fun. I just love the fact that Van Helsing is See, no one is as beautiful as Van Helsing. See, he's beautiful, but then you put him next to Van Helsing, and you're like, nope, still Van Helsing. But also, I want that triangle date. It would just be Van Helsing glowering at him the whole time. And we'd be sitting there like, for 20 minutes just reading ... and going back and forth between the two of them, and it would be perfect. And I would just, I'm sorry, it'd be 20 minutes well spent. Seeing as how he hardly flinches to Van Helsing's glare, perhaps there's more to this man than meets the eye. Notice he won't put a stick down. Miles. And so, allow me to properly introduce myself. I'm Miles. Miles Strand. Miles Strand. 1. A man who claims to be the father of Cantarella. Who heedlessly gambles his money away all day. He claims to be the father. We know you're not, because we know we know. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just going with that. An unemployed good-for-nothing deadbeat. He takes the Triple Crown, according to Cantarella, but he has a caring paternal side. And meanwhile, he's like talking about us seducing him, but she is and you're... Well, I mean, I'm just saying, in the next fan disc where we're romancing Finnis and a dog and Giraffe Man and whatever, the guy that's kind of like the dad to our homunculus sister, who is us, our literal clone. Alright, whatevs. Occupation, wandering gambler. I must also give full disclosure and admit that I'm the father of London's premier songstress, Cantarella. Why would you admit that? You're not old enough to be her dad. I'm more like an unemployed good-for-nothing deadbeat. A midlife crisis on 2 legs in a perpetual state of freeloading. If we like 18... What do you like, 38? Like... I mean, I'm just giving us an 18 because otherwise it's creepy, right? And all of our boys are probably in their 20s. But, like, you're not old enough to be her dad. But you're trying to tell me he's in his midlife, so he, like, 40-something? 50 is, like, midlife? Like, in your mid-40s? You're trying... Nuh-uh, no one looks that good. I mean, well... If he looks so sad, he's like, aw. He's like, I don't really want him coming home with us either, man. I'm not gonna have enough money to buy parts to make my spaceship now. Well, right, so we've noticed. And meanwhile, Lupin's like, I gamble all the time, but I win. I'm also a thief, and I'm still better than you. Squandering away his daughter's money. Sorry to say, Cantarella, but I almost gotta have some respect for such a blatant display of knavery. Oh, come now. I'm getting dragged through the streets by folks I've only just met.
With that first impression, I don't think it could have gone any other way. It's hardly a surprise that her performance riches are gone if her father isn't enough debt for the mafia to be after him. Moreover, it's certainly a surprise that all of his limbs are still intact. And they're notorious, after all, for being quite merciless to those who neglect to repay them.
I'll have you know, these long legs ain't just for show. Plus, I got dirt on them that would settle things in an instant. Oh, and most of the time, and they let me off the hook if I give them tickets to Cantarella's show.
He's hopeless. Yeah, but he's pretty.
Completely hopeless.
The fact that Impy's saying that about you.
Utterly hopeless.
Right. Even I must agree on this one. Me too. Not that Miles seems to care about our unanimous agreement in the slightest, though. On the contrary, he seems to be enjoying himself, studying the faces of Lupin and the others with an impressed admiration.
But wow, Cantarella, you sure met an amazing band of folks. He's like, I want to be involved with them.
You know what, though? You are beautiful, but we're gonna have to change your fucking attitude.
Gentleman thief Arsene Lupin and war hero Abraham Van Helsing. It'd be hard-pressed to find more famous people in all of London.
You don't seem terribly surprised, though.
I suppose you're right. I'm not all that concerned with the celebrity and the like. Besides, more importantly, oh my god, are you Giraffe Neck?
Secretly? Is it you? Are you him? It's two different voice actors, so I'm assuming you're two different people, but I'm just saying.
Spacey, was it? It's you I'm interested in.
Oh?
How old are you? What are your hobbies? Where are you from? Any interest in exchanging letters in the mail? I love how he's hitting on us!
You're like, I'm your daughter's agent, I am her. Literally. That's even funnier. That's gonna come out. I know that's coming out. I'm sorry. I saw it and I ruined games. You know I do these things. I'm like, oh, we're all dead, right? We're all dead. So I'm just saying, I ruined it. And I would laugh my ass off if that's the case, because then it would make this even fucking creepier. But I'm already feeling that creep, so. And the point of these questions, plus it's really weird that even if we're not your daughter, well, you know, whatever, you're adopted, the homunculus you're taking care of, even if we're not her clone and she's not our clone, like whatever, we're clones of each other. Even if what are you doing, Bird? You're fucking weird. We're still her age and that's weird, dude.
Oh, you know, I think it's about time that Cantarella had a young and pretty mother, so...
And that's quite enough, Miles. If you insist on disgracing yourself further, and then I'll have no choice but to hog-tie you and turn you over to the mafia myself.
Anything but that, please. I think I saw my life flash before my eyes. There were a few close calls in the past where I came this close to losing at least one kidney.
You mean that's not a threat? But something she's actually done before?
You know, Cantarella has a pretty sharp tongue. Impy's totally in love with her right now. Look at his face. He's like,
Impy, keep it in your pants. I can't help it.
I have a feeling it's reserved for this man. I understand it all too well. Must be just like the relationship between me and Impy. Excuse you? Even you've got to admit that I'm better than that.
I mean...
Oh, is something the matter, Miss Spacey? You seem to be staring at Mr. Miles and Miss Cantarella.
Well, I'm just a little surprised. When I think of a father and daughter relationship, I think of two people who get along well, like Shirley and Darius. See? This is okay. So obviously this is supposed to be taking place in the main timeline, which is when the mafia thing took place. It was like we're going around the main path. We did that little side route, and then we come back, and then we do this. This is in the timeline. We should be wearing our mafia clothes because it'd be fucking hilarious. This is what I was saying. I'm speaking of my good friend Shirley, who went through a peculiar incident, and her doting father Darius. Also, Darius looks old enough to be Shirley's father, and Shirley's younger than us. Miles literally looks the same age as our boys here, and he's supposed to be middle-aged, so what are we saying? We're like 16 to 18, and our boys are like 40? Because that's creepy, motherfucker! I don't care what decade it is, that's creepy.
Like, you're like, I'm like 18 and they're like 25. You're like, that's still a little weird, but a little more acceptable. Like, in the 10-year range here, okay? Look, I dated someone 12 years younger than me, and I'm just saying it was still a little fucking weird. Okay? That just tells you I'm fucking old, but anyway.
I can't help but compare them to this duo before me. I'm not sure how to explain it. Indeed. And this may not be the most typical father-daughter relationship.
Especially because she's your clone and he's not her dad, so.
However, atypical as it may be, does it not appear that these two are close regardless? Right, and that's what makes this all the more odd. Out of everything, what piques my curiosity is
Miles's image, the way Cantarella acts, or Miles's image as a father.
I've never seen a father as youthful as Miles. Right. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. He's a freewheeling sort. At least you'll strive to maintain a childlike heart, right?
Hey, hold on now. What are you lot on about? I only wish I had a father like me. It would appear there's something wrong with his ears as well as his head. Do you mind treating him, Victor?
I'm not even sure how to respond to that.
Whoops! This almost slipped my mind completely thanks to our unexpected guess.
Miles cuts off the conversation abruptly and removes something from his pockets.
We're going over, but there's not a good place to stop this.
He is so fucking pretty. Jesus.
Here you are, Cantarella. I got your medicine. A whole month's worth.
A brown paper bag, small enough to fit in one's palm. Medicine. Could it be the same one she took earlier? Upon accepting it from Miles, she opens the bag and checks the contents. That's a relief. It even looks like you managed to pay for it this time.
Whatever do you mean by... Wait! Cantarella, you haven't been skipping on your dosage to save money, right?
She turns her head away, her nose upturned.
Listen, even I wouldn't use your medicine money on gambling. How many times do I have to tell you?
Says the one who somehow managed to squander our entire house renovation fund in the span of 3 hours.
That was then. This is now. And she's like, that was 2 days ago. Anyway, don't you worry your pretty head. And just take the appropriate amount of medicine at the designated time. Got it?
I'll consider it.
See, we actually get along well enough, right?
Seems so. Oh, that reminds me. Speaking of medicine, Miles, if you would, can you tell me more about Cantarella's chronic condition?
What are you getting at?
During the incident earlier, she looked far too pale for a simple anemic episode. If she's in a state like that regularly, that's cause for alarm. If possible, I'd like to examine her. Oh, that's right. I was taken by surprise by the antics of these two, so I completely forgotten. Back when Cantarella had that dizzy spell, she was definitely abnormally pale, and Victor is a doctor.
I thought you. Oh, I forgot. Victor's a doctor.
No, he just likes touching girls.
Oh my God, the dark side of fucking Code Realize, like the seedy underbelly. Victor's like, I'm a doctor. Are you really? Nah, I just tell girls that. Like if you totally took them and like switched them, like Victor's just like a lying douchebag who just tells people he's a doctor but he's not, and like Van Helsing is like scared of fucking everything and cowers and cries all the time. You know, and I'm just saying, just the complete fucking, oh my God. The inception of Code Realize. Oh my God, great. Anyway,
they must have been weighing heavily on Victor all this time. Cantarella, while he's here, why don't you have Victor take a look? He won't bill you, and I can personally attest to his skill. But I already owe you so much. There's no need to worry. Victor and I are just worried about you. All right then, in that case, it takes a bit of persuasion, but we're finally able to get her permission. Or so we thought.
Oh wow, you sure are a kind bunch. It warms my heart to see strangers we've only just met blow our condition out of proportion like this.
With a lighthearted tap, Miles places his hand on Cantarella's shoulder. He doesn't want you to know she's a homunculus.
Otherwise, a father would be like, please take a look at her for free. Cool, free medical advice, you know.
What? We're not blowing anything out of proportion.
No, you are. It's a chronic condition, yes, but it's just a bit of poor circulation. I've had plenty of other doctors look at her, and in fact, we're able to suppress the symptoms with medicine. There's no need to trouble you. He's hiding something. I'm telling you, she's a fucking homunculus clone. Isn't that right, Cantarella? You agree, don't you?
He grins widely, and in response to his smile, Cantarella... Yes. In stark contrast to her previously resolute attitude, she responds in a voice that feels oddly distant.
Hey, wait just a second here. Aren't you worried about her? In a situation like this, it's normal for a parent to be worried about his daughter and want her examined.
Normal. Funny you should say that. Sure, if he was a normal doctor, I'd happily have her examined.
What are you trying to say? But in fact, he's not a doctor but an alchemist, correct? You can tell me how skilled he is till you're blue in the face, but surely you can understand my reluctance where medicine isn't his field. Much less someone I only just met, you know?
Miles, don't be so disrespectful!
What? Ain't it the truth? It's only common sense.
He's doing anything to weasel out of this.
Well, he's got a point.
Lupin?
Quite frankly, if I were in the same position, I'd be wary about entrusting you to him as well. Indeed, to say nothing of the fact that this area is by no means a safe one, he's quite right to be cautious.
But...
And be that as it may, the main reason for his refusal is that he cannot trust our backgrounds. And therefore, if we were to gain his trust, we could then have her examined. Am I correct?
I suppose. I could get behind that if you're all so eager.
And where do you get off presenting us with conditions when you're not even the one being examined? The man is still hardly fazed by Van Helsing's aggressive gaze and comment.
Now, perhaps this was a fated encounter. I'd greatly appreciate it if you lot could be her friends. Especially you, miss, since you seem to be close to her age. And meanwhile, I was just trying to get in your fucking pants.
Perv. I love him.
And besides, I'd like to get to know you a little better myself, if you catch my meaning. Kidding, just kidding.
Not at all. Miles almost gets away with his carefree remark, but...
I hope you don't mind a plate full of gravel and shrubs for dinner tonight.
What?
Cantarella's ice-cold glare and even colder words are more than enough to shut him down. She's got the sass we wish we had. We got a little bit of sass. She got the rest of it. We got like 10% sass. She got the other 90. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here because we're going over and this is a good enough place to stop. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.